My husband confessed that he's not attracted to me and that he has a side piece. Disclaimer, this is not my story time, it's sent me on Instagram. My husband is a complete nerd. He loves computers and he's a rocket scientist. A literal rocket scientist. He's always the smartest person in the room. He's the kind of person that reads one book a week. He's always trying to study and learn more. And frankly, he's like a nerdy looking guy. Because of all of this, I never thought that he would be the one to tell me that he was not attracted to me and that he had a side piece. And I'm sure you're wondering what I look like. I would say I'm a solid 6. Not always the prettiest in the room. I'm very fit and I love beauty, so it means I take care of myself. People are always surprised that I'm married to the man I'm married to. Because he doesn't really dress up or fix himself the way I do. Worst part is that I never noticed that anything had gone wrong. I thought we had a great relationship. Sure, it's not like there's fiery passion between us, but I still love him and care for him. 4 weeks ago, he came home from work in a really bad mood. And when I asked him, he just blew up in my face. He said, "Not attracted to you anymore and I'm seeing somebody else. But now she's ghosting me." He came home to complain that his side piece was ghosting him. And it gets worse. Part 2 is up. My husband confessed that he's not attracted to me and that he has a side piece. He confessed to me that he was having an affair. He wasn't even sad or upset for me. He was more upset that his side piece was ghosting him. So as I broke down in tears and fell to the floor, mind you, we've been married for 10 years, he pulls out his phone and starts calling her. That's when I heard him whisper under his breath, "I'm taking back the apartment." That's when I blew up. I'm much taller and much stronger than him, so I pushed him down and pinned him to the floor, grabbed the phone from his hand, and forced him to tell me the truth. He had been renting an apartment for her, and he was giving her $4,000 a month. He and I always used to get in fights because he never wanted to pay for anything. He was the one that wanted the princess treatment. He always claimed that our finances should be separate, but I was the one paying for dinners and dates. I was so hurt, and when I asked him why he was giving her so much money instead of me, he said, "Because she's incredible. I love her." That's when he started ranting about how everyone throughout our relationship always said that I was better looking, and that I was the stronger and fitter one, and that he was sick of being treated like that, and she treated him like a man. And what he said next is even worse. They had a child together. Part 3 is up. My husband confessed that he has a kid with another woman. Not only had he given her an apartment and $4,000 a month, he also got her pregnant. One minute I was cooking dinner for him, waiting for him to come home. The next he's telling me that not only is he not attracted to me, but he has somebody else. And that he loves her. He was beyond devastated. He told me the reason why he was angry was because she was ignoring him. That he didn't deserve that treatment from her. When he finally took a second to look up at me, his face completely changed. He actually apologized and said that he understands how heartbroken I was. Then he told me that after years of people telling him that I was too good for him, he had had enough. And that's why he started the affair. He told me that I needed to let him go and that he wasn't good enough for me. That all he would ever do is continue breaking my heart. That I should find somebody else, blah blah blah. I didn't even have to kick him out. He grabbed his pajamas and toothbrush and left. I am so depressed. I wake up crying every day. That horrible feeling when you know something's wrong as soon as you wake up. And the worst part is, on Facebook they announced that they're engaged. So now he's asking for the divorce. My bestie thinks I shouldn't give it to him. Should I make his life harder? Or should I just give him the divorce? What should I do?
Love bombing. Don't we love it? Boy, do I have a story time for y'all. I didn't even ask for it. This is just unsolicited dreams. So my friend hit me up one day. She goes, "Oh, do you want to go drunk bowling with me and my friends?" I'm like, "Sure, sounds fun." So we go drunk bowling. So I get there and everyone's really, really nice. And there was also this guy. He looked so familiar. I don't know where I know him from. I've seen this man before. Turns out he liked my pictures like a few days before that. I still think I know him from somewhere. I don't know where, but I know him. Anyways, let's keep going. I'm talking to everyone, and here's when it starts. So we get to the next spot, we get inside, he comes in the booth, he sits next to me, and then we're just talking, we're vibing, we're cooling, listening to music with everyone. Everything he would ask me, he would talk for 15 minutes. "Oh, what's your favorite color?" "Oh, I just love blue because the flowers that I give women, it's just an amazing color." "Oh, what's your favorite movie?" "Oh, I just love movies." I would not talk. Like, I probably said maybe 10 words. Because everything was him trying to explain to me this guy he is. And when men do that, this is kind of adding to the reason why I don't like words of affirmation. It goes in one ear and out the other. I don't care the type of guy you're telling me you are. I don't care about what you normally do, what love languages you like. I'm not listening to none of that because I know you're just trying to sell me a dream. So let's keep going with the story. So after his 80 monologues, after that little shebang bong, then the love bombing starts. Mind you, I just met this guy maybe an hour ago. One of the things he asked, like, "What's your favorite food?" I was just like, "Oh, I love steak, I love sushi, and when you come to my games, we're gonna go to a steakhouse and maybe we could do an activity and then we can do this." And first of all, I'm not flying to you. That's for one. For two, I'm not going to your game. That's for he would relate all these dreams and aspirations to the most simplest questions. He would say things so crazily, like out of nowhere. He was like, "Oh, when'd you move out here?" "Oh, I moved out here a year ago." "Oh, so you could decorate our house when we get married and when we have our little kids running around." I'm just like, what? It's just so funny because he really thought he was getting me because I was just sitting there like, not going for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this freaking idiot. But he even talked about kids, y'all. I'm not the girls you talk to. That stuff doesn't faze me. I was just catching the vibe with the majority of my friends, but Buddy took it a different lane, a different level. I was like, whoa, like, I was just laughing in my head, poor thing. But there's no way y'all really be talking to these men after. I'm running for the hills. My mama told me that guys like that are desperate. And am I wrong? They always end up horrible people. I want the man who shows me. I don't want the man who's always talking my ear off, trying to sell me the person that he is. I've never been attracted to men like that because it's just so easy to show me. And if you don't show me, I know you're not serious. I wish y'all could have been there. The ratio of the conversation was so uneven. He would ask me a question, I would answer it for maybe like 10 seconds of me talking, and he would be talking for, I kid you not, 7 minutes. He would jump from birds to pineapples to vacations. And I'm gonna tell you guys the truth. When a man does that, he's just trying to add you to the roster, and he's trying to do it quick. Do not fall for it, okay? But until next time, peace, love, and applesauce. Bye.
When I worked in customer service at 18 years old, there was this group of guys who would come in for lunch every day. I worked fast food, and they were shipbuilder guys. They built yachts, and they would come in every day, and there was this one guy who looked like he was close to my age, like late teens, early 20s, and he was cute, and we would talk. And so one day they all came in for lunch. I was working the cash register. I'm like ringing up his meal combo or whatever, and he asked me out, and he asked me to go on a date with him that night to tour one of the boats that he helped build. After everything had all been closed up, like late, like after my shift, like midnight. And I immediately felt so scared. Like, aside from just common sense, and I've gone out with guys who I didn't know very well or who I just met, and I've been alone, but like, aside from common sense, there was just like this deep fear within my body when he asked this. And I don't know, I liked him before, but everything in me was like, no, do not go out with this guy. Bad, bad, bad. And you know that feeling. He wanted to take me to a secluded part of town at night onto a boat with no people, where nobody could hear me scream. And also, is this boat still being built? Like, is this boat in the water at this point? I don't know how boat building works, but if it's a boat in the water, I definitely don't want to get on it. And so I said, oh, no, thank you. And then I feel like he immediately demonstrated why I needed to be saying no, because even though I thought he was cute, even though I like before had been interested in going out with him or hooking up with him, he would not take no for an answer. I said, oh, no, thank you. And he said, why? And I said, oh, I just like, that doesn't sound fun to me. And besides, I work a lot. And he said, no, you don't. Working a lot is just an excuse people say. And I said, no, really, I nanny from 10 to 2 every day. And then I come here and I work from 3 till 11, sometimes later. And he kept being pushy. He was like, that's not true. I don't believe that. And I said, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm dead serious. And he was like, all I'm asking for is a little bit of time on the side. You can find that, can't you? And then my manager, who was behind me, who was never nice to me, by the way, she was the kind of manager who, if a customer got mad at me over something that wasn't my fault, she would like yell at me because it made the customer feel better. So she spun around. She had her back to me. She spun around, and all of a sudden I heard her yell, are you stupid? She said no. She said she wasn't interested. Did you not hear her just explain to you that she works a minimum of 60 hours a week? Do you think she wants to hang out with you after she's done working 60 hours a week? Go wait for your food or get out. And again, I was very scared of this manager. This manager had never protected me once in my life. And also, I was like scared to stand up for myself in this position when this guy wouldn't back off because of said manager. I never saw him again. I think he was way too embarrassed to come back there after getting publicly scolded by my manager.